Hello, this is Razrai, an autistic virtual YouTuber from Malaysia. So today is my first anniversary as a VTuber. There's a lot of things that have happened throughout 2021, and I'm going to talk about what I have done back in 2021, my plans for 2022, which is this year, and a very important announcement. But if you have not read my tweet longer, which I pinned on my Twitter profile, you should know what it is. But let's get back at what I have done in 2021. So, as a Japanese freeware VTuber myself, I have streamed a lot of Japanese freeware games. I think there's a report that I put on Twitter. The final count for 2021 would be 175, which is quite a lot. But then again, a lot of these games are kind of short, so it's a bit of cheating. But well, there's nothing wrong with short games, and not everyone has the time to play games for a long time. So it's important that those games also given spotlight. And I have done some collaborations. The first one would be Last, which is a music collaboration where I have composed Breeze Over Sunset, a flute solo, for him to do a performance version. Then there's Ato Fusuka, which is an asynchronous collaboration where we try to solve 5 questions, not sort of, more properly speaking, it should be 5. We solve 5 custom levels sent to each other live on stream. Even though my half of the collab went without a hitch, but his side of the collab was a disaster because I have overestimated his puzzle solving ability. I'm still looking forward to collab with him again as a way to make amends, perhaps. Then there's my collaboration with Demako, which is it was supposed to be FT5, but it dragged on and she beat me handily. I do want to collab with her again. Then next up, I have successfully submitted music to various music events. So those who know about that would know. And for those who don't know, my music has been featured in ASCII's Ongaku Otomeru na 3, a 72-hour music event. Then there's multiple VTV. Initially it was VTV Weekly, then it was changed into VTV Japan. So I have started submitting since episode 38, and I only skipped episode 39 and a few digest episodes, and there's a few episodes that aren't open for entry. Then there's Vampire Mansion Volume 2. My music was also submitted for that, which is on the second day. The first day was for live performances. Next up, I have successfully submitted my music for Kabinasu Music Festival, which it was hosted by Temako. And last but no, so before that there's vSonic 3.0. I did submit my music for the submission relay and the V Premium. Then on December, my music was featured in Virtual Insert 4, an instrumental music oriented music event hosted by Kanau of Virtual Reach fame. And finally, I have participated in vSonic 3.5, which was yesterday. I did the submission relay. And as a side note, for my participation in VTV episodes, I got a silver award for that. I still can't believe that I somehow win one, because musically speaking, I see my own music as just average, not particularly outstanding, but those they are quite well received among VTV watchers. So I guess that's a reason why I get the silver award. And I don't see this as something to be proud of. Instead, I see this as an oath for me to keep on composing music in the future, and that's something that I'm definitely going to continue doing. So the next thing that I've done would be covered 92 games in GC Quotient 2021 and got an invite to its award ceremony. And to be honest, the main reason why I get to cover so many games is that I was, and still, unemployed at the time, and I have a lot of free time to do this and trying to spread the word regarding this event, because the contestants are all students. So in a sense, it's a preview of how Japanese gaming would move in the future as they will work for various game companies in the future. And based on what I have covered, I would say that the future of Japanese gaming, well, I won't say it's bright, but it's definitely promising. And finally, I have released 3 video games: Know Your Coordinates, Backmovers, and Battle Race Madness R. So Know Your Coordinates is actually a kusoge. It's just I'm just trying to make a math game and see if that's possible, whereas Backmovers and Battle Race Madness are more serious attempts at making a game. Again, so Backmovers is a puzzle game, and seems like it's actually possible to make puzzle games using SRPG Studio, but I'm very likely not to try that again because I have no idea how to make other puzzles. And Battle Race Madness R, so it's a bit different from Battle Race Madness, in the sense that Battle Race Madness have goals focused on enemies, whereas Battle Race Madness are focused on a specific goal. There will be a sequel for that, but that will not come out in the near future because there are some other game projects that I want to do. So that's it for what I've done in 2021. So on to the next part, my plans for 2022. First of all, I'm going to launch HMAP. I'm going to explain that later on. Then next up, I will continue to compose music. That's pretty much a given. And then add new streaming content that will be announced soon, what kind of content that I plan to do. And next up, run another channel. Yeah, this is actually a necessity because, to be honest, I plan to make my VTubing endeavor a viable career in the future, but it's unethical to try to profit off the Japanese freeway gaming scene, so I decided to move out all the monetizable content to another channel, and that channel will be active starting tomorrow, but the stream links won't be ready at least for a few more days because there's a cooldown period before I can schedule them. And there should be one link up for tomorrow if I am able, if the system allows it. That further details will be announced a bit later. Then finally release at least 2 games. So first would be definitely Battle Race Madness 3, but that will be released at the end of the year. And another game would be a tower defense game, so it's currently in planning stages. So so far what's have been ready is the status for the characters, but the growth rates aren't being set in stone yet. So I'm more or less have the concept ready. It's just the matter of inputting data, making maps and all that. I plan to have it released on March or April if possible. This is not good at all. Someone is posting a dangerous link. Okay, so now on to the next slide. So as I previously said, I plan to run another channel. So the channel that I'm currently using would be changed to Morazrai's Room of Frige. It was supposed to be Japanese freeway games, but that will make the channel game a bit too long, so I have to shorten it into Frige, which matches the Japanese shorthand for freeway games. So that channel, starting from tomorrow, will host only content related to Japanese freeway games. So the rest will be moved to another channel. So as it stands currently, it's titled Morazrai's Special Interest Room. So after the stream ends, I'm going to change the name into Murazrai channel, which would be the main channel for future communications, whereas the one that I'm currently streaming from would relegated to communications related to Japanese video games only. By the way, both channels will connect to the same Twitter account, so there's no need to worry about communications in other places. So I have previously disallowed clipping on this channel because there are some copyright concerns with the separation of content into two different channels. Those content that can be clipped would be moved to the new channel. As for scheduling, so I will stream Japanese video games from Sunday to Thursday, whereas other content will be streamed on Friday and Saturday. So during Friday and Saturday streams, I'm going to set up the Streamlabs donation, as in fact I'm still unemployed and I'm still unable to find a job. I still have enough money for, I would say, this year, but if I couldn't find a job within this year, then I need to work maybe in nearby grocery stores or supermarkets at low wages. I hope that I won't end up like that, because if that is the case, my streaming activities will be severely affected. I hope that the money that I got from donations will last enough until I got a new job. But if you plan to donate, please take care of yourself first. Don't donate if that money is supposed to go for your bills, your meals, your commitments. I don't want to have a fan base who are broke, who are financially destitute, and it will reflect badly on me as well. So the schedule, these changes will take place starting tomorrow, but the stream links for the second channel will not be ready yet because of the 24-hour activation period, and apparently there are new limits to set up streaming. So I'll see what happens, but they will no longer be hosted on the Free channel anymore. So the content, so Room of Free will only host content related to Japanese video games, whereas on the second channel, content related to CSGO, game development, and original recorded music will be moved over there. And there will be some new content as well. First would be custom solitaire games. I recently have become an interest in solitaire, but not existing games though. But if I got requests to do traditional solitaire games, I'm willing to do that. And you might wonder, why solitaire? So keep in mind that Strictly speaking, solitaire is a group of games using poker cards that can be played alone. So the one games that is labeled solitaire on Windows, on app stores, is strictly called Clone Decay, which is one of the popular solitaire games. So I have invented a few of them, and I want to share my creation of these games with you all. And then next up will be Steam games. Which game will be decided by a poll, because I plan to take advantage of the Steam winter sales, which is ending on this Thursday. So I'm going to have a poll up to, I think, Tuesday. Yep, so it will end on Tuesday, and I will buy the game on Wednesday, so the stream will start on Friday. So finally, the final new content that I'm going to add would be Wangan Midnight Maximum Tune 6 Double R commentary. So in fact, today I just did some recording of game footage myself. Unfortunately, it's phone footage rather than the DVR footage, because there's no way I can get permission to record straight from the arcade screen. And I can only do this on January and February, unless I get enough donations to justify the continuation of that content, or unless I manage to get a new job, which would pay enough for the hobby if I want to get quality competition. The closest arcade that I have around, the closest arcade that I can go is actually not convenient by car, but at least the player have better quality. If I get employed, I might be able to do it once per month perhaps. So there's some additional things that I want to announce. So first of all, I finally have a fanbase name. So it's called Harmonizer. So that's my fanbase name. And then live stream hashtags are also out. So for my Japanese freeware game streams, the hashtag would be MuraFtime, whereas the streams on my second channel would be MuraCTime. And finally, my fan mark is Score and Gamepad. It's been on my Twitter profile for quite a while, just in case anyone missed that. So that's it for my first year anniversary talk. As now, let's head for the announcement. Yep, here is it. Here it is, the Harmonizer music arrangement project. So it will go live tomorrow, so don't do anything yet today. So this So it's officially shortened as HMAP, which I mentioned earlier. So this is just a blank page, which I don't know why it would happen when I did it on Microsoft Office Online over my Microsoft OneDrive. So for a brief introduction, clap, whatever, harmonizer. I'm going to correct this after the stream ends. So Harmonizer Music Arrangement Project is a plan to allow musicians to arrange most of my music composition freely without much restrictions. My music included in this project can be arranged and distributed freely without needing for permissions. Of course, terms and conditions apply, but for most purposes, most of my music can be arranged, not just for non-commercial purpose. Commercial purpose are also allowed. So the rationale for this is that I can't achieve what I can do now without the support of everyone who have accompanied me in my VTubing journey. So to give back to the community, I want to allow them to make good use of my music. So the music included in this project is the music posted on my channels from 2021 onwards, with some exceptions. So the exceptions would be music posted before 2021, and then Pledge, Anthem of Dragonkind Order, Warcry of Dragon Slayers, Breeze Over Sunset, Recorder Arrangement, and Streetwalk Fantasy. So the first three, they are too personal for me to allow others to arrange, and considering the story behind them, it will be risky if I allow commercial other people to arrange the music. And Breeze Over Sunset Recorder Arrangement, that is a collaboration work between me and Lars, and the copyright for this piece of music would be held by Lars, and I have no plans to ask permission from him to make it available for this project. Streetwalk Fantasy actually was completed in 2020 before I become a VTuber, but I forget to upload the music until May. So to prevent any issues, I have made a V version for it, which is part of the project. So there are 3 public domain music. They are not part of the project because of they are being public domain, so you can just do whatever you want with them. They are Furige Motanoshi, Udeke ga Daisuki, and Zikio Mamoru. They are all games based on my experience with Japanese free games, so I decided to put them in public domain. So the participation scope, arrangements including vocal arrangements of music included in this project, and usage of such arrangements in their projects. So okay, to further elaborate on this, it isn't just about having someone make arrangements and then sell them, but also I will allow music material distributors to arrange my music and then distribute alongside their own original music material works. And regarding that, I will not control their use, how they set rules for those things, but the credit requirements will remain. The credit requirements must be kept, but that is for a later section. So use of launch and original music unless restricted under this guideline in section G at H, that will be covered a bit later. Covers of original music included in this project. So if the music that I have released is part of this project, you can do any kind of covers. So the arrangements and cover bond, for that matter, I'm going to add that up after the stream ends. So once the music is uploaded, you can do that even before the premiere is finished, because if sometimes when I upload the music, the full score will be on the thumbnail. So for some, I would say, for some of the music, the score will be a bit slanted, but to fix that, I'm going to so regarding that, I'm going to change the thumbnail so that everything can fit onto one page. And related to that, I'm supposed to upload those music to my MuseScore account, but I kept on forgetting that. I try to fix that as soon as possible. So once they are uploaded to, maybe say, YouTube or MuseScore, then you can just launch them even before the premiere for the music starts. So section G, restricted acts that require separate permissions. So if you do and record the only cover, you cannot sell it without my permission, because I don't want confusion that it's something that the person cover did instead of mine. So participation by entities associated with a business project or corporation. So it's meant, this project is meant to be, is aimed for indie VTubers, but I am open this to everyone. It's just that to ensure that I do not, I mean, those entities have much more power to say rank. There's a risk of copyright being wrangled away. So for those entities, I need a written statement that original music will not copyright strikes. So if you are a VTuber associated with a corporate entity, or maybe there is a contract, or maybe you are bound by a contract, then you need to get someone to someone that is authorized to act on your behalf, to write up a letter which promises that my original music will not be affected before the arrangement can commence. So yeah, speaking of music materials, while I will allow music material sites to distribute their music for use of as music materials, but to prevent any confusion or misunderstanding, there will be some negotiations on how they set the rules and what music get distributed and all that. So yep, a written agreement needs to be negotiated beforehand. So prohibited acts. So usage of original and arranged music as a form of promotion. So you cannot use the game to say promote anything. You, for example, using it for an advertisement, or maybe use it as a theme song for your business. Yep, that is absolutely not allowed. The only exception would be if you are using the game as a soundtrack, then you can use it as soundtrack for, let's say, a film or a video game. Yeah, I need to fix that. So video games, animations, or audio drama, yep, this also need to be fixed. So I'm gonna update this after the stream ends. So if you are using the arranged music or original music for that matter as a soundtrack for your media project, then it can be included to promote said media. And then you are not allowed to use original and arranged music to advance religious or political agendas. So, and this is regardless of political affiliation, and be it left wing or right wing. Yeah, because I don't want to be associated with politics. So next up, usage without crediting. Yup, you must credit me if you use my music, be it original or arranged. So original music, so usage of original music and music materials by third parties. So if you plan to use original music, please get it directly. So, and speaking of this, so tomorrow I'm going to slowly upload the original music to a Google folder, and the link will be up within next week. I try to get it done as soon as possible. So those original music files must be directly sourced from me, not any third parties. So the credit requirements are as follows. So if you post anything related to this project, please use the hashtag HMAP. So be it in social media posts, video titles, or descriptions, etc. So if you sell a HMAP album physically, so on the album's front cover, you must put this sentence: "Whoops, a HMAP derivative work." So it must be in English. You are not allowed to translate this sentence. And then please include the name of original music being arranged in track listing. So you must mention from which original music you are using as the base for arrangement in the track listing. So, and next up, if the album is sold digitally, and keep in mind that this is refers to music albums. I'm going to update this after the stream ends. So which does not include music streaming. it's only purchasable digital downloads. So please include the name of original music being enlarged in track listing if they appear in product description. Otherwise, include a .text file which lists the original music used and the corresponding arranged tracks. So it's more or less the digital equivalent of the track listing in the physical releases. Again, a HMAP derivative work. This sentence must be included in the product description, and again, it must be in English. No translations are allowed. So if the album is released by music streaming, again, there's a typo here, it should be HMAP. So I'm going to fix that up after the stream ends. So that sentence must be replaced in the album's image. And related to that, I am not restricting how you put the sentence in. As long as it exists, I don't mind. So if you use original music, please credit the music used and keep the original title. Then if the vocal arrangements, if the arranger allows cover songs also fall under the same credit requirements. So if someone make a song out of my music and then someone goes to do a cover of said vocal arrangement, then the person who does the cover are required to do the credit in the not exactly in the exact same way, but instead it should be performed leaving credits under the same requirement, especially the doing social media posts, video titles and descriptions. So for usage of original or arranged music as in-game media, composition credit needs to be given. So if you use my music, be it in original form or arranged form, I must appear in the credits for music. So copyright of arranged music belongs to arranger, but copyright of original music are mine, which include covers. So covers of original music are still under my copyright. So here's the frequently. So I expect that there will be a lot of questions regarding this. So to preempt any possible questions, here are the things that I think will be asked. So first, can I join if I'm not a VTuber? Yup, it's open for everyone. And again, the restrictions since section G and H applies. So next up, do I need to contact you for insert purpose? Unless it's listed in section F, do not contact me. So the reason for this is that I don't want to get swamped with inquiries, and I may not be able to respond to you in a timely manner. So can I use your music as stream background? Yes, as long as you credit me with the title of music used in the stream description. So on YouTube, that would be the video description. So, and whereas if you are using my music on Twitch, then maybe at the beginning of the stream just type in live chat the music used is what composed by Murazrai, post it, then you are free to go. So next up, can I make a mashup of your music with any other music? My answer is no. And before you think that since that both my music and the music of Toho project are similarly allowed to be arranged for commercial purposes, you might think like, okay, I'm gonna to mash these two up. Sorry, I can't allow that because I don't want Zune to get mad at me. In fact, I haven't read up the Toho project guidelines, and if I say that there are no influences from Toho project with regards of HMAP, it will be a big lie. The influence is definitely there, but the connection, I would say that it's I would say it's a butterfly effect in a very indirect way. A Toho arrangement song on YouTube has led me here, and that song is Heart of Glass by Liz Triangle. So it was that song that sent me into, so eventually it led me into the VTubing world. And okay, so next up, can I make a Vocaloid or Utao song out of your music? So yes, but keep in mind that if you do that, you are subjecting yourself to the TO as of Vocaloid or Utao, and if anything happens on that side of things, you are on your own, and don't drag me on those issues. So if I produce a hash, crap, I forget to change. I'm going to, man, there's a lot of fixes to be done. So if I arrange the music, can I use in any media? Sure, as long as it doesn't breach section G and H. So if it's an individual project, there's no problems, but if you are attached to a business or a company or something like a contracted or a project, then the requirement for written statement applies as well. So, and keep in mind that this guideline will change from time to time, but rules will not be enforced retroactively, and I reserve the right to make separate arrangements with regards of music included in this project with anyone without giving any reasons whatsoever. So this is because there are some private arrangements being in place with regards of the music in this project, and I need to keep those separate arrangements valid, and I do foresee a possibility that there will be other separate agreements regarding those music. So I need to put that in the guidelines first to avoid confusion. So, and I do reserve the right to blacklist any entities but so far none, and the project actually starts tomorrow. That's why the date is 2nd January. So if there's anything you want to ask me regarding this project, you can either email me or send me a message over Twitter. So that's it for today's stream. So tomorrow I'm going to play 2 games. So to start, I'm going to play Globe Gunner's Second Planet on 4 PM UTC plus 8, that's 5 PM Japan time, followed by Sunny Ferry on 9 PM UTC plus 8, that's 10 PM Japan time. Hopefully I can make good progress on these 2 games. So, and the schedule for the rest of the week will be out tonight after I fix up the guideline document. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.